Welcome to an exciting CrossYoga Power class using exercise ball. And I'm sure you have a ball somewhere. It might not be inflated, so pause and put some air in it and bring it along. You will enjoy this class so much more if you have it. But of course, you can do the whole thing without. We'll begin standing in our practice today. So get some distance in between your feet. So you stand nice and tall. Mountain pose, bring the shoulders back, palms facing forward, and then you can close your eyes. I know that you might turn this video on because you want to get moving, and we are going to get moving. But let's begin with a few deep breaths because we often benefit from calming everything down. So deep breath into chest, into belly, and especially when we do power yoga classes and we move in different shapes and forms, we will engage the lower part of our abs. So practicing breathing into the chest is helpful. So try to breathe into the chest. Feel the chest broaden and widening as you inhale. And as it is a CrossYoga Power class, I will invite you to pray with me or just listen along. I'll share most of the topics towards the end. God, I pray that you'll be with us in our practice today. Help us not to get lost in details and specific emotions as we're moving, but listening to you, to your voice also in our bodies as we move. Help us to let go and be your child on your playground maybe as we move. Amen. Find a squat or a chair pose. Squats, I would say, are typically a little bit wider than a chair pose, so find something maybe in between, arms by the ears, and then bring the arms down and rise up and do your cocked arms, leaning back gently. Lift the arms up, exhale, chair pose, bring the arms back, inhale, lift up, exhale, cactus, inhale, rise, exhale, inhale, exhale, cactus, arms warming up a little bit more vigorously than we might sometimes do. Now the breath, I will not be cueing necessarily following the breath the whole video, so you just breathe as you feel benefits your body the best. 2 more times. Next time you fall forward, fold all the way down, you might soften your knees and you will most likely be at the top of your mat. Step your feet back to find plank or know your options of knees, elbows. Move to down dog and then move into plank. You can inhale here and exhale back to down dog. Make sure you have a great grip on the mat. You can wave, so to say, your body forward and back here if it makes sense. 3 more times. And maybe you do the last one. Then walk your hands back to the feet and rise up into your mountain pose at the back of your mat. Still trying to warm up, so bring the arms up overhead, maybe palms together. And then lean towards your left side and your right side. And then you can do small like pulsation breath. Maybe through your nose, maybe through your mouth. Don't go to like deep side bend. This is the time where you engage the bottom, the core, the navel, and breathe into your chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold forward. Shake your wrists and then walk yourself forward into your plank again. Come down on your knees. Make sure your elbows are in. Long neck. Lower down, maybe just halfway, and lift up again. Make sure the elbows don't move out. Lower down and lift again. Notice the shoulders. They are not leaning forward as the first part. They are staying aligned with the rest of the core. Just 3 more small push-ups, halfway, 1/3 down. Beautiful. And then back to your downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up. You can open up your hip. And then bring the right knee to left elbow. And let's do that a few more times. Bring the knee up. I'll bend my knee. And bring it to plank to left elbow. A couple of more times. Great way of opening up the hip. And make sure you're not speeding. We're not doing a cardio. Last time. And before we do the other side, you can bring the right foot to the top of the mat and turn whatever way that makes the most sense. Bring the feet out. We're gonna do a wide variation of horse stance combined with a little bit of a squat, yogi squat, skater, whatever you call it, posture here. Opening up the hip. Make sure the knee is in the direction of the toes. Of course, you can go up higher if you feel more comfortable there. So we are moving to create heat. You cannot stretch your body warm. Maybe if you feel like using your wrists and something else, go ahead and be playful here. 3, 2, and 1. You can turn on the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Left leg up, open up the hip. Staying strong and connected with your shoulder. Softly bring the left knee to your right elbow, plank, move it up and back. And keep moving. Breathe. 2 more times. Awesome. Then you can bring the left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. So I'm starting on my left foot this time. Finding your balance, bring the arms up overhead. Let's do a bit of a power sequence. Bring the hands into prayer and twist towards your left side. That can be hovering or bringing the elbow on the outside of the thigh. We're gonna step the back foot to meet the front foot in our chair twist. So somehow let go, see if you can let the feet meet, knees drop in towards, and find this twist, chair twist. Stay low with your knees, but unwind the twist. Find your chair. Breathe. Twisting towards your right side, elbow out or not. And then see if you can slowly step the left foot back without falling. And find your twist here. Go low, go wide. And then relief. and let both hands find the mat, find your plank. Going for a variation of vinyasa with a push-up. So lower down on toes and knees, lift up again, elbows in, and then to your downward facing dog. Doing that one more time. Inhale, plank, toes and knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Lift the right leg up and back and bring it to the front. Twisting. Again, we're going to repeat this sequence one last time. Twisting, lunge. Right leg to the front, twist to your right side. Breathe. Twisting with a chair to see if you can somehow step it to the front. Squeeze the knees together so you're not letting one knee drop completely away from the other. Get the hip down. Coming back to center. If you feel like shaking your legs, you can do so. But if you're ready, twist to your left side. Sit low. And then see if you can slowly move the right foot back. Hopefully you're still on your mat. Keep the twist going. Sink your hip down. Top shoulder up and back. And then release, step back, plank, lower down and up again, push up again, downward facing dog. And then you can sigh out. Take a breath here. And now it's time to find the ball. We'll do some different movements on the ball, trying to get the whole body working. So bring the ball maybe on your mat and bring your belly button down on the mat. Gonna bring the fingers down. I like to use my spider hands because then I have less weight on my wrist the whole time. You will be lifting up your legs like this. You can point your toes and then scissor your legs, lifting them as high as you can and go as wide as you can. If you possibly can bring the belly button a little bit in, go ahead. And don't move too fast. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bring the feet down. Gonna move the top of the spine or the shoulders. Elbows or the hands by the temples. And then lift up, belly button in. Bring the arms out to the side like you're shooting yourself out of an airplane. To the front again. And lower down. Maybe all the way down. So you're kind of kissing the ball. Lift up again. Long neck. Bring the arms out. Lift them up towards the sky. And I'm not cueing how to breathe here, okay? Just make sure you breathe, especially into the chest. Come on, a few more. You can do these on the floor. Just copy paste what I do on the floor. Get both left and right muscle groups by the spine to engage here. Now the next one might be a little bit tricky if you're not used to this. You can definitely just do planks on the floor instead. I'm gonna bring my feet, or the top of the feet, on the floor, and I'm gonna bring my hands into this kind of plank variation, and then I do a ball up dog, or down dog rather. So I'm gonna lift my hip up, bring the feet on the ball, roll it back. So if you're not with a ball, you can just do planks and then do your down dog. Great core exercise. And it's about finding the spot that makes sense on the ball. I don't have my feet completely together, but I don't have them too wide either. A few more. Two more. Ooh, I feel this. Sometimes this is a bit easier with shoes on. Okay, you can bring the right foot down. Now you might want to have a wall or a chair nearby if you're really struggling with your balance, because we're going to do lunges or high lunge. It's called crescent lunge. Variations here with a foot on the ball. So my toenails is on the floor. And then see if you can find a high lunge, crescent lunge. And then see if you can bring the ball in. Keep going low and bring it out. I can do this variation almost like an airplane if it's easier. And then high lunge. But I'm trying to stay low with my right leg. And you might have a little bit of exercise trying to figure out where to put that foot on the ball. If you're good, you can bring your hands into prayer. Three more. Woo. Two, go low. And last one. And then you can stand up. Maybe shake things out. The foot on the ball, if I can kind of get it. So I am using the wall by me just to kind of get myself in there. You might find it so much harder on one side than the other. High lunge to begin with. Focus your gaze. Breathe. And then bring it in. I'm incorporating my arms, bringing them up and down. You can do cactus arms if you prefer. Remember the core activation. Let's do three more. Woo. Two. And one. And step off the ball. Shake things out. Bring the arms up overhead and fold forward. Shake from side to side. You can move the ball a little bit aside so it's not in the way. It's like sometimes my ball feels like a naughty child trying to get my attention, right? Rolling back. Anyway, step back into your plank, and for the sake of the wrists, let's do plank and elbows. So I'll fold my mat because my elbows like that. You can definitely stay on toes, or you can use your knees. We're going to use side plank, so you can choose your right elbow, turn your feet to the left side, and find your side plank. If you can stack your feet, go ahead and do that. If you want to play with it, lift the top leg, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Let's do it before we regret we ever went down here. Other side. Remember your knee option. Stack the elbow under the shoulder. Lift top leg if you're up to it. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Move back. Find plank on both elbows. You can always shake things out. And then do this plank variation where you move your hip from left to right. Maybe not going as low as I do here. Don't lift the hip higher than the the shoulders. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose. Get some distance in between your knees. Arms by your side, forehead on the mat. Catch your breath. The story I'll be sharing with you today is very short, and actually Jesus talking to the Pharisees, which were the religious party of that time and age, very self-righteous, which was not a good thing. But he's talking about getting lost and being found, which is very powerful. All right, bring yourself up again into your downward facing dog. Another short sequence. Right leg, bring it up and back. See if you can get the hip, your glute activated. So real lift up. Maybe do a small pulsation at the top if that makes sense. For 4, 3, 2, don't move your spine. 1, and then bring the knee underneath yourself and bring the right foot to the top of the mat. High lunge. Arms up overhead. Go low, go wide. Take a few breaths here. And then we're gonna hover this left back knee down over the floor if you possibly can. So sink down, keep the hips in, and let the knee hover. You might go all the way down to see where it is, and hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands down. I'll scoot my front foot a little bit further back. Lift up left leg, extend both legs, go for warrior 3. Hands to the front. Maybe your palms meet. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, step back. Find your down dog. Move into our power vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Not all the way down. Inhale, lift up again, tricep push-up. Exhale, down dog. Left leg. Lift, coast the hip, and lift the left leg as high as you can. Go for small pulsations if you're into that, but don't move the rest of the body just because you're pulsating with your left leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee in to the front. High lunge. Go low. So maybe the front thigh is aligned with the floor if you're filling up for some power yoga today. Breathe. And then hover the back knee down over the floor. See if you can find it. Stay for 5, 4, smile, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the floor. I will bring the front foot a little bit further back because otherwise I'll get my hands in my tree. Warrior 3. When you're ready, closing the hip off. Foot is pointing down and you create length. And thumb to big thumb at the foot. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the floor, downward facing dog. Last of these power vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. Last time, get a hold of your ball. And bring the belly button on the ball. We're going to use the back, the glutes, but also the spine, the lumbar part of the spine. Again, I'm going to use my Spider-Man hands here. You're going to lift the feet off. Of course, you can do just normal slow motion moves here. But if you can do more, try to do this. Get your head a little bit down so you're in this trajectory going slightly down. And then here, do these small crawling motions, so to say, with your legs. Navel in. And you can do this maybe hip width distance in between your feet, or you can try to gather your feet a little bit. Notice how that feels. And then bring the feet maybe mat width distance. The ball is moving. Maybe a little bit wider. Whew. If you stay on the ball. Moving it down, in again slowly. And continue for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Upper body. So find the position with the feet on the floor. I have some distance in between my feet, so mat width distance works for me because then I'm better balanced. Bring the hands down by the side. Notice your shoulders up, external rotation as you are here. Now, when your shoulders are like this, bring one arm to the front, the other one stays at the back, and then you switch. So my back thumb is pointing down, my front thumb is pointing up. See if you can keep that navel engagement. Long neck. No hyperextending knees. Staying for 5, 4, 3, you're doing good. And 1. And kind of hucking your ball in. Of course, we are gonna use the curve of the ball for a beautiful back bend now that we have it, because now it's time to calm things down just for a few minutes. So I'm gonna turn around. Now, if you feel like you're gonna fall off, you can do a bridge or something like it. But you can begin with opening up and do a back bend. So I can actually bring my hands down, depending on the size of the ball and your body. Of course, not going for pain. I keep my knees bent. If you prefer stretching them out, welcome to do so. And then bring yourself up a little bit higher, elbows out. So you're kind of in a bridge, but you're just gonna stretch the chest. So stay in this chest opening posture as you listen to this short story. So stay on the ball. If somebody has 100 sheep and one of them wanders off, doesn't he leave the 99 and go after the one? And after he finds it, doesn't he make far more over it than over the 99 who stayed put? Your Father in heaven feels the same way. He does not want to lose even one of these simple believers. Make your way down from the ball, and you can actually use the ball for a variation of rest where you bring the feet or the leg up on the ball and maybe your arms out if you feel like stretching, or you can even do a little bit of side movements here to relieve any tension you might have in your spine. But I want to finish with just a short meditation, so close your eyes and picture Jesus being a shepherd. I have seen pictures of Jesus as a shepherd. Long robes, long hair, long beard. Always this gentle, warm face. And picture him going out looking for this one sheep that is lost. The sheep doesn't get lost just because it want to get lost. It just kind of wanders off, and all of a sudden it's away from the herd. I picture Jesus finding this sheep, and it might be so tired that Jesus has to carry it. And then there's this other image that I've seen, or picture I've seen, where Jesus is carrying this super tired sheep on his shoulders. So front leg on one side of his chest, back leg on the other. So he carries the sheep on his shoulders, walking through the mountains with the sheep. And the point of the story is, of course, that you and I are like these sheep. That we tend to wander off, get lost in our own ambitions, our own pride, our own worldview. But when we're found, Jesus will carry us home, no matter how tired we are. So receive that for a moment. You being carried home. And I want to finish with a short prayer. God, thank you. Jesus, thank you that you find me. No matter how lost I am, how far I went away, you will always look for me. Find me again and again and again. Amen. Thank you to you for joining my class today. When you're ready, you can move your feet and your ankles and stuff like that and slowly take a seat. I hope you enjoyed this different kind of power yoga class in using a exercise ball. From my heart to yours, blessings on your path.